Less than 24 hours after the worst crash we've seen in over a decade, the NTSB is clear and frank, right? Transparent. It doesn't know yet what went wrong. It doesn't know. They're the experts. But Donald Trump and his sycophants, oh, they know. They know.
The FAA's website states they include hearing, vision, missing extremities, partial paralysis, complete paralysis, epilepsy, severe intellectual disability, psychiatric disability, and dwarfism all qualify for the position of a controller of airplanes pouring into our country. They actually came out with a directive to white, and we want the people that are competent.
How you can come to the conclusion right now that diversity had something to do with this crash?
Because I have common sense, okay? And unfortunately, a lot of people don't. We want brilliant people doing this.
The era of DEI is gone at the Defense Department, and we need the best and brightest.
When we deal with safety, we can only accept the best and the brightest.
When you don't have the best standards in who you're hiring, it means on the one hand, you're not getting the best people in government, but on the other hand, it puts stresses on the people who are already there.
Mr. President, to be clear, are you saying race or gender played a role in this tragedy?
It may have. I don't know. Incompetence might have played a role. We'll let you know that. But we want the most competent people. We don't care what race they are. We want the most competent people, especially in those positions. And, you're talking about extremely complex things. And if they don't have a great brain, a great power of the brain, they're not going to be very good at what they do, and bad things will happen.
Trump is blaming what he likes to call DEI, more accurately, initiatives to identify, cultivate, and elevate talent from all sectors of American life in the federal government. Basically, anti-discrimination measures. He's out there, again, less than 24 hours, blaming his predecessor, blaming women and people of color. When he says, they said it was too white, we need competent people. What's he saying there, right? And he's, of course, doing this to blame anyone but himself, even though, I should note, in case you didn't know this, he is the president, and as such, he is the head of the entire federal government. Now, of course, this is the way Donald Trump operates. Despite his desire for essentially unilateral authority, he is a spectator to his own presidency the second something goes wrong. Hopping on social media last night, like millions of other people, about how the accident was not good, which, okay, yeah, I guess I agree with that. Totally consistent about ducking any responsibility ever at any time. During his first term, and you probably don't remember this incident, it was a big deal. When a military mission in West Africa went wrong, American soldiers lost their lives, Trump did not hesitate to throw his own generals onto the bus, even though he himself was the commander-in-chief.
Did you authorize the mission? So what? No, I didn't. Not specifically. But I have generals that are great generals. These are great fighters. These are warriors. And I gave them authority to do what's right so that we win. That's the authority they have.
Of course, Trump refused to take any accountability during the COVID pandemic, even as hundreds of thousands of people died under his watch.
Dr. Fauci said earlier this week that the lag in testing was, in fact, a failing. Do you take responsibility for that?
Yeah, no, I don't take responsibility at all, because we were given a set of circumstances, and we were given rules, regulations, and specifications from a different time.
To be clear, that was 4 years into his administration. As soon as things went sideways, he was blaming the last administration 4 years in. We are 11 days into this new administration, and as you can see, stakes are extremely high across the board. And the one thing that Trump and his administration have been laser focused on, I would even say more than anything else in the first 11 days, is destroying the federal workforce as currently constituted by purging it of independent experts and replacing them with people that will be reliably loyal cronies. That is the plan. It's easy to throw around terms like unelected bureaucrat, which the right likes to do, but unelected bureaucrats are precisely the people who are going to investigate this crash. In fact, those are the people working air traffic control and regulating airplane safety. When Trump's government sends that email trying to purge workers, to induce them into leaving their jobs, those are the people who are getting purged. when the man who is up for possible confirmation to run the Office of Management and Budget that issued that memorandum that was rescinded, that guy, Russ Vought, reportedly said his goal is to put civil servants in trauma. When he said that, that's who he's talking about. The people that, do air traffic control. When Trump and his administration declares a war on the so-called deep state, that is who they're going to war with. It is quite literally the people who go to find the facts, who have expertise, who keep our airplanes in the air, who manage the inordinately complex bureaucracies that are the platform and foundation for American flourishing. It's not some enemy abroad. They're targeting the very same people who are going to work right now as I speak to you, right? Who are in the Potomac, sifting through the wreckage of this tragedy, trying in good faith with their expertise to actually figure out what happened. And what you saw on Capitol Hill today, just down Pennsylvania Avenue, was a bunch of people nominated by Trump to the very end of destroying the morale of those experts. Kash Patel and Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. were specifically selected in part for their loyalty to Trump and their raw hostility toward the people in the federal civil service who will work for them. They want to crush those people, to overwhelm them, to purge them, and replace them with the kind of people that blame anti-discrimination initiatives for a plane crash 15 hours after it happened. This is MAGA World's own version of affirmative action, which they truly believe in. It is affirmative action for sycophants and zealots and creeps and weirdos. The stakes could not be higher. Today, it's a plane crash that we don't know the origins of. Tomorrow, who knows?